Recently, there has been a controversy that Trot singer H had plagiarized their master's thesis at chosen university. H offered to return both their master's and doctorate degrees, but some say that a formal investigation must be conducted.
What exactly is plagiarism? The concept of plagiarism. Plagiarism is pretending that someone else's work is your own. This is different from copyright infringement, where you use someone else's work without authorization. Copyright infringement is a legal term, but plagiarism is an ethical term, so even if it's not an infringement of copyright, it is often subjected to ethical criticism. So is it plagiarism to reuse your own creative work? It's also considered plagiarism if you reuse a part of or all of your previous works without disclosing the source. This is called self-plagiarism. And even if it's your own work, there can be legal complications if you have already handed over the copyright. Plagiarism in theses. We often read about thesis plagiarism in newspapers. The academic world has very strict standards for plagiarism. For example, the plagiarism guideline for the humanities and social sciences suggested by the Ministry of Education in 2009 defines more than 6 words copied without a source as plagiarism.
The disclosure of the source is what is important, because you can use more than 6 words if you disclose the source.
As plagiarism in theses has become a social problem, there are now companies that check whether a thesis contains plagiarism. The most famous platforms are Copykiller and Turnitin. When a manuscript is submitted, it is compared against a database of books and theses, as well as personal blogs, neighbor forums, and almost everything on the internet, and the platform tells you whether the manuscript contains any plagiarism. Legal complications. The issue of thesis plagiarism can also be a legal issue of copyright infringement. The liability of copyright infringement can be divided into criminal and civil. Thesis plagiarism is copyright infringement, which is a criminal act. However, for plagiarism to be punished, the victim, who is the copyright holder, must file a suit. Also, for plagiarism to become a crime under the criminal law, the infringement of copyright must be intentional. If the copyright is infringed by coincidence, it is not subject to criminal punishment. However, you can be held accountable under civil law, even if it wasn't intentional. Therefore, when you're writing a thesis, you must conduct plenty of research to see whether there are similar papers already. We are still seeing a lot of issues with plagiarism in many celebrities and public servants. We all need to recognize that plagiarism is a clear criminal act. Question: which of the following is an act of plagiarism where you reuse a part of or all of your previous works without disclosing the source? 1. Homage. 2. Self-plagiarism. 3. Parody. 4. Derivative work. Answer: 2. Self-plagiarism. Commentary: the act of reusing a part of or all of your previous works without disclosing the source is called self-plagiarism.